Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes down, and now we're on day 6 of our Wreathmas week special, where I feature 7 days, 7 wreaths, plus a bonus wreath right at the very end, featuring Christmas wreaths. We wrap that all together, and what do we call it? Wreathmas week. Why don't I just get started with day number 6 and show you what I made. I'm using a 14-inch embroidery wooden wreath that I had laying around. I found a whole bunch of cookie cutters at my local Dollarama, different sizes, some different colors. I'm going to be using acrylic paint and a paintbrush. This is Christmas red and 2.5-inch wired ribbon. I'm using the one on the right, but you can choose anything you want, a pipe cleaner, and my regular crafting utensils to create this project today. I'm starting off with my embroidery hoop. This is just wood, so it's nice and easy to paint. I'm just going to put a whole bunch of acrylic paint on there. This is Christmas red. Once I've painted the whole thing, I'm just going to throw that off to the side and let that completely dry. Once it's all dry, I'm going to start cutting out those cookie cutters and organizing. Whenever I do a wreath, I like to organize myself. So this time I have a couple of different sizes. So I'm just organizing it into kind of like large, medium, small, and colors as well. I have some white. So I'm predominantly going to be using red and white cookie cutters. Once I'm all organized, I'm just going to do a dry run where I don't glue anything down and I'm just laying everything down. So I'm using the much larger pieces and the medium-sized pieces to kind of get an idea of how I want everything to lay here. So once I've got that all done, I'm actually going to take a picture of it so I remember what it looks like. I often take pictures of my dry runs, so once I start gluing it down, I know exactly where I'm going to place everything. And of course, now it's time to get that handy dandy hot glue gun and start hot gluing all of these beautiful cookie cutters down in place. So I am gluing them to the wooden hoop, and I'm also gluing them at the sides as well. So you can kind of see me pop my head in there. I'm making sure that the glue is nice and plentiful, let's say. Now, I was very careful with adding the glue because I don't really want the glue to show too much. And we've all worked with hot glue, and sometimes it does show and it does kind of look, not so good. Now, a result of this, you could easily just paint over that hot glue and boom, it's hidden. Or as well, what I found, and I can't believe I forgot all about this, is I found in my drawer these colored and glittery glue sticks. Look at the red glittery one. I could have used that. I could have used the gold one. And also, too, when I was shopping at the Dollar Tree, look what I found. Glitter glue sticks. Now, I know they had gold and red when I went there. I only picked up the gold for some reason, but that's just, another way that you can kind of hide the glue is to use something glittery or the same color. It is time to make our bow, and I'm using this 2.5-inch, this is wired ribbon, and I'm cutting my lengths at 20 inches. So we have 5 pieces at 20 inches. So I'm cutting this ribbon into 5. Now, if you have 2 different color ribbons, that's totally fine. You can do 3 of one and 2 of the other. And let's start making that bow. I have a good side and a not so good side. So for making this bow, I'm going to make sure that my good side is facing down. Then I'm going to fold the end over at my ruler, line it up on the left-hand side or at the 0, and I'm going to line up the end at 7 inches. Then I'm going to come to my 6-inch mark, and I'm just going to squish that all together. I'm just using both my fingers to squish it together. And then with my 2 fingers, I'm going to hold that in place. So I have a tail at the end, and we have our beautiful loop right at the top. And then once we have that, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do the rest of my ribbons the exact same way. I'm just going to line it up to the 7-inch mark, squish it together at the 6-inch mark, and then hold it with my other hand. Then I'm going to take my pipe cleaner once it's all done, and I'm going to twist around, making sure it's nice and secure. I'm not going to cut those stems just yet, and then I'm going to fan out my tails right at the bottom, and then of course flip it over and just do a quick fluffing. I'm not going to spend too much time fluffing here, even though I love it, and I know a lot of you out there love fluffing your bows as well. But here is our bow all ready for our wreath. Just going to place that right to the side and bring back our beautiful cookie cutter wreath. I'm so happy the way this turned out. I have to tell you already, it's just making me smile. I'm attaching my bow using the pipe cleaner stems, and I pointed out where I'm going to attach my bow just to cover that little screw right at the bottom there so it's all nice and hidden. And I'm just going to feed those stems right around that wooden hoop, flip it over, and I'm going to make sure it is nice and tightly twisted around. Cut off the excess, and I like to always add just a little bit of hot glue to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And to hang my wreath, I'm just going to pick a random length of ribbon. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to feed it through right at the top, lay it down nice and flat, and that I'm going to glue together with my glue gun. And that is how I'm going to hang this beautiful cookie cutter wreath. Look at our bow. I can't stop fluffing the bow. I just loved this bow. It's so Christmassy. It says Merry Christmas with a little red barn. And here is our cookie cutter wreath all set for our kitchen. I just love that ribbon, and look at these beautiful cookie cutters. I am in love with them. I kind of was like craving cookies after I finished this wreath. But this makes a perfect gift for somebody who's a baker in your family or some of your friends, or to hang in your own kitchen if you yourself are a baker. Are you a baker at Christmas time? Let me know in the comments right down below. Thank you for joining me for day number 6 of my Wreathmas week. Don't forget, that playlist is right down in the description box right below so you can see all of the other videos. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.